Hello everyone, welcome back once again to this channel built on prompts, and in this video we are going to see about chunking strategy that is used in RAG pipeline. This is what we are going to see, and most commonly used chunking strategies are classified into 5 different types. Number 1 is fixed size chunking. Number 2 is recursive chunking. Number 3 is document based chunking. Number 4 is semantic chunking. And finally, we also use LLMs or agents to chunk or split the data into smaller digestible pieces. And today we are not only going to see theory, but we will dive a bit deep and see how exactly these chunking strategies work. This is the code I'll be using to show you the 5 different chunking strategies. I have my sample text here, and if I go down, I have the first among them is called fixed size chunking. Fixed size chunking is basically the easiest and the crudest way of doing chunks. What we do here is we provide the chunk size. The chunk size is basically number of characters, and the document is cut exactly in the chunk size that is being provided as input. Let's see now. I have kept the chunk size as 280, and if I run chunking, as you can see, it is split across 279 or 280. And sometimes the split doesn't make any sense because, as you can see here, RAG retrieves relevant documents and arguments and the prompt before generating a response. Even though these two pieces belong to the same line, they are split based on the chunk size we have provided. The biggest problem when the data spans across two different sections, that is, two different chunks, is the context is sometimes lost. And for important information, if the context is lost, it doesn't make much sense. So, in order to preserve the context, there is a solution in fixed size chunking. What we can do is we can set a overlap. If I set the overlap to 4 characters and then again I run chunking, now if you see, the words are duplicated. Word tools in their workflows, AI powered number of characters is 60. It has a weird cut or weird duplication of the wordings. We have a overlap which acts as a bridge so that it can preserve the context out there. Document based chunking is particularly helpful if we have documents that are in Markdown or it has tables and we have to split it across the sections and not based on a fixed size. And it is also really good if we are using programs and then these programs have to be split based on their classes or methods. Document based chunking is really helpful. Now, let me show you this example. The input text, what I have is a Markdown based. Now, if I run the chunking, run. So as you can see, the data is split across sections. So chunk 1 is the first section, impacts on AI industry, then grounding problem, and then why chunking matters in RAG, fixed size chunking, and so on. Now, I will also show one more example for document based chunking based on code. I have a simple code for a Python calculator and it has multiple methods in it. If I select code for document based and run the chunking method again, as you can see, the split is more semantic or it has more context. Chunk 1 is a method and chunk 2 is a method, chunk 3 is a method, and so on. It makes it more understandable, and if you're creating your RAG pipeline which has to understand the code and process it, then document based chunking is one method that you can consider. The next one is semantic based chunking. Now I select semantic chunking. Till now, all the 3 chunking strategies that we saw, fixed size, recursive, and document based, we have to provide the chunk size and the document is split based on those chunk size. But the semantic chunking focus on splitting the documents based on semantics so that the relevant data is preserved. This makes use of LLMs to make their split, and let's see how it works. Here I have semantic split, and I will take one more example to keep it simple. And then I'll run the chunking. Here it is split into 2 different chunks. It doesn't make use of chunk size, and I can run it again to show you that it doesn't make use of chunk size. Our app helps users manage daily tasks, and then the refund policies are split into second chunk. This makes a bit more sense, and if syncs with calendars and set reminders is not part of refund policies and would have been better if it was in chunk 1. Now we come to the final part, which is agentic chunking, and this makes semantically splitting the chunks far more better. Let's see this in action. Right now I have a code that does agentic split using LLMs, and here I have provided a system prompt. You are a document analyst. Break the following text into meaningful chunks based on topics and context changes. Each chunk should represent a distinct idea and should not be longer than 100 words. The system prompt is something that you provide as instructions to the LLM. And then here is our example text, which is the same from the top. And if I run it, now this is far more better because chunk 1, our app helps users manage daily tasks. It syncs with calendars and set reminders. And chunk 2 is based on refund policies. Thanks for watching. These are the 5 different chunking strategies. And I hope you really like this video. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I will see you all in the next video.